What's up, yo? This is Vitiate once again coming at you. First off, before I get into anything, I want to give a big shout out to my homie Alex over at the Underground Vault. He was holding the contest, which I did a video about, where I had to speak on a few things in hip hop, top albums, top concerts, things like that. And the winner would receive some free albums and some merchandise. I, by some stroke of luck, actually won that, so big shout out to Alex for holding that. Definitely going to be involved with the Underground Vault more. Definitely going to be involved in the vlog scene a lot more too now, because it's just something that sometimes I feel like I need to speak my mind about certain things. And today, that thing is quality. Music is all about quality. And I cannot stress that enough. Because me coming up now is nothing like the way my idols came up. You know, we have dudes like Ari the Rugged Man, Chino XL, Self-Titled, who were making music in the early 90s and releasing their first albums and their first songs in the early 90s, and that's where they really got their start. I didn't start making music until... Didn't start rapping until 2007, didn't get a mic till 2009, didn't put out a song until 2010, and 2012, that was my debut album at the very end of 2012. So, things obviously changed a lot in those 20 years. And one of those things is the internet and the quality of production of music. A lot of these dudes who try to break into the industry and try to make hip-hop are just recording off whatever they can get on their laptop. There's no quality control. My good homie of mine, Mark and MX, worked with him, did a song with him and his group. Great dude, very knowledgeable, and he shared with me a lot about quality control. Me and him agree on a lot of the same things, where there is so much product out, but so very little of it has any worth at all. Like, if you record music onto a tape recorder or on a built-in mic to your computer, that's fine if you're not pushing it as your product. If you're not taking that very low quality recording and saying, this is who I am, this is what I represent, because that's not going to get you anywhere. And people say, oh, I got rhymes, but you're not showing anything for it. You're showing a low quality recording, and if anybody at a major label hears this, they're going to laugh their ass off at you. You're not going to get signed no matter how hot your rhymes are, because they see that you have no respect for quality control and no pride in yourself as an artist. If you're going to put out things that sound, like you're recording like this, and you're rapping like this, and you're kind of off a beat. No, that doesn't work, especially in a market as competitive as hip-hop. I had to learn that the hard way. I was using low-quality mics, didn't know that much about my mixing, didn't know about my mastering, and my quality suffered. And people really didn't pay any attention to me as an artist until very recently, when I changed all that and I started really controlling the quality of what I released. I had to put it through V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 mixes and then focus on the mastering. And that's another thing that has to be spoken about when it comes to quality, and that's mixing and mastering your product. You don't have to break the bank to do that. You don't have to go to the most high-end studio in the biggest city anywhere near you and shell out $500 a song to get good sounding mixing and mastering. Because, the same internet and the same social services that make everybody think that they're a top-tier rapper, it's also allowing the people who respect their craft and are good at their craft to push themselves out there. And I know a couple people, Dan Moser, they have Dan Moser Audio, You could check him out, danmoseraudio.com, or you could just Google his name. He did a lot of work with me, mixing and mastering my album. He has it sounding amazing. And he doesn't charge outrageous prices. Low-key, dude that I've worked with, doing verses and graphic design, he doesn't charge a whole lot for mixing and mastering. The Joker, same thing, doesn't charge a lot for mixing and mastering. And I'm sure there are hundreds and hundreds of other engineers out there who do just as good as work as they do, and can get your product sounding crisp and clean and fresh, as opposed to muffled and poppy. And look at this thing right here, guys. This right here. That is a vocal guard. And what that's going to do is it's going to prevent all the reverb that you can hear echoing in this room from going into the mic. And if that happens, then it's going to sound horrible. You're going to have sounds bouncing back into the mic. Sometimes it's so bad that you may even hear a delay on yourself. This right here. Pop filter. That's there so it doesn't sound like you're just popping all over the place with your hard consonant sounds. All that's diminished with that. And those are relatively cheap products. And they boost the quality of your music by crazy amounts. Like if I recorded a song without those two things, and then recorded a song with both of them back on the same exact mic, it's going to make a world of a difference before you even touch the mixing and mastering. That's kind of just a little rant I wanted to go on today, people. Quality control. Check your quality. Make sure that before you put something out and attach your name to it, that you want to be proud of it. Think of it like this. Let's say an A&R of your favorite record company just so happens to be browsing for new artists. It doesn't happen, but go with me. They're browsing for new artists, and they're going on YouTube and they type in a random string of letters and your channel pops up. Or they're on SoundCloud and they find your stuff. The first thing they are going to listen to is going to determine for them whether or not they want to consider you to be signed. And if the first track you put out has the best lyrics in the world but shitty quality, they're going to pass you right up. So don't risk that. Don't risk being mocked and ridiculed and looking like you have no idea what you're doing just because you're not taking the time, the money, and the effort needed to control your quality. If you want me to help you with that, I offer mixing and mastering services for great prices. I do package deals on mixtapes and albums. You could hit my email at mcvitiate@gmail.com. That's mcvitiate@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook as Vitiate Artist. What else? My album is out. The White Album. Yes. That is out now. Features Ari the Rugged Man, self-titled, Diabolic, copyright, Stephen Cooper, bunch of people. Gonna have a lot of videos dropping soon off that album. And if you listen, you could listen to it to get a good idea of what I mean by good quality control. Because I made that whole thing right here in my house. And it sounds on par with a studio album released by anybody else. So, yep, thanks for listening. If you want to hear some music, if you want to chat with me, if you want to do whatever, subscribe down below. You can purchase copies of my album there as well. Thanks for listening, guys, and peace.